Hello everyone. My name is Tamashi, and I hope you all enjoy the stream. Maybe later on YouTube as well. I'll post this out. But anyways, what we'll be reading today is the complete tales and poems of Edgar Allan Poe. This will be the first beginning. So what we're starting out with is the poetry itself. And I think along the way, later on, once we finish up with the poetry, we will start with we will start with the tales. I think the poetry goes first and then the tales. So just a little heads up on that. Alright, first title. O tempora, O mores, O times, O manners. It is my opinion that you are changing sadly your dominion, my bad, correction. I mean the resign of manners hath long ceased, for men have none at all, or bad at least. And so far, and as for times, although this said by many, the good old times were far the worst of any, of which sound doctrine I believe each tittled. Yet still, I think these worse than them a little. I've been thinking, isn't that the phrase? I like your Yankee words and Yankee ways. I've been thinking whether it were best to take things seriously or all in jest, whether with grim or lunkless or yore, to weep as he did till his eyes were sore, or rather laugh with him, that queer philosopher, Democritus or Thrace, who used to toss over the page of life and grin at the dog's ears, as though he says, "Why, who the devil cares?" This is the question which, O heaven withdrawn, the luckless query from a member's claw, instead of two sides, jaw past nearly 8, each fit to furnish 4 hours debate. Which shall be done? I'll lay it on the table and take the matter up when I'm more able. And in the meantime, to prevent all bother, my bad, correction on that. I'll neither laugh with one, nor cry with the other, nor deal in flattery or aspirations foul, but taking one by each hand, merely I'll grow, says you, my friend, and pray at what? Why, really, sir, I almost had forgot. But damn it, sir, I deem it a disgrace that things should stare us boldly in the face, and daily struck the street with bows and scrapes. Who would be men by imitating apes? I beg your pardon, read for the oath. The monkey makes me swear, though something loath. I'm amp to discursive in my style, but pray be patient yet a little while. Well, change me, and as politicians do, I mint my measures too. And hello, Josh. Alright, are poems like raps? Yes, poems are created by rap specifically. Just a little heads up on that. And if you're all kind of confused about this in the video later on, this is a stream as well, so I hope you all enjoy. And let's continue on. Of all the cities, and I've seen no few, for I have traveled, friend, as well as you. I don't remember one upon my soul, but take it generally upon the whole. As members say, they like their ick taken, because divided it may chance be shaken. So pat, agreeable, and vastly proper, as this for neat, frisky counter hopper. Here he may reveal to his heart's content, plowance like a fish in his own element, toss back his fine curls from their forehead fair, and hopper counters for the vest air, complete at the night what he begun a.m., and having cheated ladies, dance with them, for at a ball what fair one can escape the pretty little hand that sold her tape, or who is so cold, so callous to refuse the youth who cut the ribbon for her shoes. One of these fishes, par excellence, the beau, God help me, it's been my lot to know, at least by sight, for I am a tinned man. And as always, keep from laughing if I can. But speak to him, he may make you grimace, Lord. To be grave exceeds the power of face. The hearts of the ladies are within him, their bright eyes on his Tom and Jerry brim, and dove-tail coat obtained at cost, while then those eyes won't turn on anything like man. His very voice is musical delight, his form, once seen, become part of sight, and short, his shirt collar, his look, his tone, is the ideal, financed for idleness. Philosophers have often held dispute as the seat of thought, and man and brute, for the powers of thought attends the latter. For my friends, the butte hath made a settled matter. In spite of all dogmas current in old ages, one settled fact is better than 10 sages. For he does think, though I am off in doubt, if I can tell exactly what about. Ah, yes, his little foot and ankle trim, this there, the seat of reason lies in him. A wise philosopher would shake his head. He then, of course, must shake in his foot instead. At me invented vengeance shall that foot be shaken, another proof of thought I am not mistaken. Because to his cat's eyes I hold a glass, and let him see himself a proper ass. A proper ass. In some shorter term, that means ass means donkey. Don't think wrong. I think he'll take the likeness to himself, but he won't. He shall, a stupid elf. At least the guessing drove the fool and fits. I closed the portrait with the name of Pitts. And that was the end of Old Temporal Remorse. Now, let's continue on to a little bit of few words that Edgar Allan Poe made for short ones and for long ones. This one's called To Margaret. Who has seduced thee to foul revolt from the pure well of beauty undefiled? So banish from true wisdom to prefer such squid wit to honor rhymes, to write, to scribble nonsense and no more. I will not write upon this argument. To write is human, not right divine. And then the next poem is called, because this poem To Margaret was just ended shortly. Now the next poem is called To Octavia. And this one's a very short poem. So do take to notice. And it starts with, when wit and wine friends had met and slaughter. Actually, my bad correction. Let me go review that again. When wit and wine and friends have met and laughter crowns the festival hour, in vain I struggle to forget. Still does my heart confess thee power, and fondly turn to thee. But Octavia, do not strive to rob my heart of all those soothings its pain. The mournful hope that every throb will make it break for thee. And that was the poem To Octavia. The next one, Tamberline. This one's poem, it's very short, I think, as well. Actually, it's pretty long. Ooh, really long. Alright. That one's a nice challenge. It reaches all the way to 14, 7 to 14. But let's continue on. Tamberline. Kind solace in a dying hour, such, Father, is not now my theme. I would not madly deem the power of earth may strive me of the sin. Unearthly pride hath reveal, and I have no time to doubt or dream. You call it hope, that fire of fire. It is but agony of desire. If I can hope, O God, I can. Its fount is holler more divine. I would not call thee fool, old man, but such is not a gift of thine. Though secret of a spirit, bow from the wild pride into shame, our yearning heart. I did inherit the withering portion with the fame, the searching glory which hath shone amid the jewels of my throne, halo of hell, and with the pain, not hell shall make me fear again, or craving heart for the lost flowers and sunshines of my summer hours. the undying voice of the dead time with the intermedial chime rings in the spirit of a spell. Upon the emptiness I kneel. I have not always been as now. The fever is mend on my brow, acclaimed and won, unsurprisingly, hath not the same furnace Hiderum given. Roman to Caesar, this to me. The heritage of night mind and proud spirit which hath striven triumphantly with humankind. And alright, Josh, thank you for letting me know. And continuing on with the poem. On mountain soil I first drew life. The mist of the Tagali has shed nightly their dews upon my head, and I believe the wing strife and tumult of headlong air have nested in my very hair. So late from heaven that dew it fell, mid dreams of an unholy night, upon me with the touch of hell, while the red flashing of the light from clouds that hung like banners or appeared to my half-closing eye. The pigmentry of monarchy and the deep trumpet thunder roar came hurriedly upon me, telling me of human battle, where my voice, my own voice, silly child, was swelling. Oh, how my spirit will rejoice and leap within me at the cry, the battle cry of victory. The rain comes down upon my head, unsheltered, and the heavy wind rendered me mad in death and blind. It was but man, I thought, who shed laurels upon me in the rush, the torrent of chilly air grundled within my ear, the crush of empires with a captive prayer, the hum of suitors and the tone of flattery round a sovereign throne. My passions from the helpless hour usurp a shrine which then men have them since I have reached to power. My animate nature, be it so, but Father, they live in one who then in my boyhood, which there is fire, burn with a still intenser glow, for passion must with youth expired, e'en then who knew this iron heart, and woman's weaknesses had a part. I have no words, alas, to tell you the lovely of loving well, nor would I now attempt to trace the more and beauty of a face, whose lineaments upon my mind are shadows on the unstable wind. Thus I remember having dwelt some page of early lore upon, alluring eye till I have felt the letters with their meanings melt to vanities with none. Oh, she was worthy of all love, love as in infancy was mine. Thus, such an angel, mine above, might envy her young heart the shrine on which my every hope and thought were incense, then a goodly gift, for thee were children, and upright pure, as her young example taught. Why did I leave it, and add drift? Trust the fire within for light. We grew in age and love together, roaming the forest and the wild, my breast her shield, and wintry weather. And when the friendly sunshine smiled, and she would mark the opening skies, I saw no heaven but in her eyes. Young love, first lesson is the heart amid the sunshine and those smiles, when from our little cares apart, and laughing at her grip girlish wails, I thrown me on her throbbing breast, and pour my spirit out in tears. There was no need to speak the rest, no need to quit any fears. Actually, no need to quiet any fears of her who asked no reason why, but turned on me her quiet eye, yet more than worthy of the love my spirit struggled with and strove, when the mountain peaked alone, admiration lent it a new tone. I had no being but in thee, the world and all it did contain, and the earth, the air, the sea, its joy, its little pain, its little lot of pain, that was new pleasure, the ideal, dim ventelles of dream by night, and dimmer nothing which were real, shadows and more shadowy light, parted upon these misty wings, and so confusedly became thine image and name, a name, two separate yet most imitated things. I was ambitious. Have you known the passion, Father? Ye have not. I collar, I mark a throne of half the world as my own, and muttered such lowly lot, but just like any other dream. Upon the vapor of the dew my own had passed, did not the beam, a beauty which did wow it through the minute, the hour, the day, oppressed my mind with double loveless. We walked together on the ground of a high mountain which looked down, afar from its proud nature towers of rock and forest on the hills, the de-winded hills, begirt with laurels, and shouting with 1,000 reels. I spoke to her of power, pride, but mystically in such gust that she may deem it not enough beside. The moment converse in her eyes, I read perhaps too carelessly, a mingled feeding with my own. The flush on her bright cheek to me seemed to become a queenly throne, too well that I should let it be, let in the wilderness alone. I wrapped myself in a girdle then, and donned visionary crown. Yet it was not the fantasy had thrown her a mantle over me, but that among the rabble men, lying ambition enchained down, and crouches to keep hand, not stone deserts, which the grand, the wind, the wild, the terrible conspire with their own breath to fan his fire. Look around thee now on Samarcand. Is not she queen o'er earth, her pride above all cities, and hand in her hand their destinies, and all besides of glory which the world hath known? Stands she not nobly and alone, falling her phosphorus stepstone shall from the petals of throne, and who her sovereign to more, he whom the astonished people saw striding o'er empire holy, a demon outlaw. O human love, thou spirit given on the earth of all, we hope in heaven, which fallest upon into the soul like rain, upon the shrunken wither plain, and falling in the power to bless, but livest the heart a wilderness, ideal which bindest life around with music of a sound, and the beauty of wild a birth farewell, for I have won the earth. And hope the eagle that towered could see no cliff beyond him in the sky. He pennons were bent, drooping, and homeward turned his softened eye. 'Twas sunlight when the sun will part. There comes a soulness of heart to him who still will look upon the glory of the summer sun. The soul will hate the evening mist, so often lovely will list the sound of the coming darkness, known to those whose spirits hearkened, as one who in dreams of night would fly, but cannot from a danger night. What though the white moon, shed all the splendor of her noon? Her smile is chilly, her beam in the time of dearness well seen. So like you gathered in your breath, a portrait taken after death. In boyhood is a summer sun, whose waning is the dearest one. For all we live to know is known, and all we seek to keep hath flown. Let life then as the day flower fall, with a noonday beauty which is all. I reach my home no more, for all I had flown, who made it so. I passed from out its mosey door, and though my thread was softened and low, a voice came from the threadstone of one whom I have heard earlier known. Oh, I defy thee, hell to show on the beds of fire that burn below a humbler heart and deeper woe. Father, I firmly to believe, I know, for death who's come for me from regions of the blessed afar, where there is nothing to deceive, hath left this iron gate ajar. And rays of truth you cannot see are flashing low eternally. I do believe that the Iblis hath a snare in every human path. Else how, when the holy grove, I wonder at the idol love, who daily sends his snowy wings with incense of burnt offerings from the most unpolluted things, whose pleasant bowers are yet so wreathing. Above where the trellis rays from heaven, no mote may shun, nor tiniest fly. The lightning of his eagle eye, how was it that habitation gripped, unseen, aimed the revealed revels there, till growing bold he laughed and leaped in the tangle of love very hair. And that was the end of a lovely long poem called Timberland. And now we continue on. And this one's called Song. Edgar Allan Poe is a poem. And this one comes with a long. It's short. Don't get it wrong. Song is here where we begun. Here is the poem that we start. So listen up. Things won't get wrong. I saw thee on the bridal day, when a burning blush came o'er thee, through happiness around thee lay. My correction. Sorry about that. But let's continue. And just in case. And thee eye is a kindly love. Actually, let me restart over. I saw thee bridal day, when a burning blush came o'er thee, through happiness around thee lay, the world of love before thee, and thee I a kindly light, whatever might it be, was all on earth my aching sight of loveliness could see. Love lines could see. That blush, perhaps, was a maiden shame. As such, a will may pass, though its glow hath raised a furnace flame in the breast of him, Alice, who saw thee on the bridal day, when the deep blush would come o'er thee, dull happiness around the lay, the world all love before thee. And that was called Song. I hope you enjoyed that one. Hold up for a bit. Alright, for the next poem is called Dreams. Oh, that May young life was a lasting dream, my spirit not awaking till the beam of eternity should bring the morrow. Yes, though the long dream were of hopeless sorrow, thrive better than the coldly reality of waking life. A waking life to him whose heart must be, and hath been still upon the love's earth, a chaos of deep passion from his birth. But should it be the dream eternally, continuously, as a dream have been to me? In my young boyhood, should it thus be given, torn fully still to hope for higher heaven, for I have rebelled when the sun was brightened. I, the summer sky, in the dreams of light, of living light, no loveless love lines have lifted my heart, and climbs of my imagining apart from mine own home with beings that have been. Of mine own thoughts, what's more could I have seen? 'Twas once, and only once, and the wild hour for my re-embrace shall not pass. Some power or spell had bound me. 'Twas the chilly wind came o'er me in the night, and left behind its image of my spirit, where the moon shone in my slumbers, and her lovely noon too coldly o'er the stars. Howard it was, that dream was that night wind let it pass. I have been happy, though, but in a dream I have been happy, and I love the theme, dreams and their vivid coloring of life, as in the fleeting, shadowy, misty strife, a semblance with reality which brings to the delirious eyes more lovely things, a paradise and love and all our own. Then young hope in its sunniest hour hath known. And yes, 245, it is a great poem. And now that was the end of Called Dreams. A dreams with reality. A dreams of what we seek. A dreams of what we proceed. But let's continue on and follow what other poem that we can conceive. Spirits of the dead. Thou soul shall find itself alone mid dark thoughts of the grey tombstone, not one of the crowd to pray, and to the hour of secrecy. Be silent in the salute, which is not a loneliness for them, the spirits of the dead who stood in life before thee are again, and death around thee, and their will shall overshadow thee. Be still. The night, though clear, shall frown, and the stars shall look not down from their height thrones in heaven, with light like hope tomorrow's given. But the red orbs without beam to thee weariness shall seem as a burning and a fever, which could cling to thee forever. Now our thoughts, though, shall not vanish, now our visions near to vanish. From thee spirit shall thee pass, no more like dew drops from the grass. The breeze of God is still in the mist upon the hill, shadowly, yet unbroken, is a symbol and a token. How it hangs upon the trees, a mystery of mysteries. And that one was called Spirits of the Dead. And we're going to give it 2 more pages, I think. It would be a good one to end with. Actually, we'll end it with another, with the last one would be called A Dream. There are 2 poems, don't get them confused. One's called Dreams, and the other one's called A Dream. So the next one we'll be talking to, actually be looking on, is Evening Star. Evening Star, a star from afar. Okay, let's get started with the poem. Thus, noontide of summer, in a mid-time of night, the stars in their orbits shone pale through the light of the brighter cold noon, mid planets her slaves, herself in heavens, her beam on the waves. I gazed a while on her cold smile. Too cold for me. There's past as a shroud, a flinty cloud, and I turned away thee. Proud evening star, and the glory afar. And dearer the beam shall be, for joy to my heart. As the proud part thou bearest in heaven at night, and more I admire the distant fire, and the cooler lowly light. That was the end of the Evening Star. Next, we're going to imitation. A dark, unphantom tide of intermineral pride and mystery in a dream should may early life seem. I say that dream was fraught with a wild and waking thought of beings that have been, which my spirit hath not seen. Had I let them pass me by with a trim eye, let none of the earth inherit the vision of my spirit. Those thoughts I would control as a spell upon his soul. From the bright hope at last, and the light time hath passed, and my worldly rest hath gone, the sight as it passed on. I care not though and perish with the thought I then did cherish. And then that was the end of the poem called Imitation. The next poem, stanzas. From often we forget all the time when alone, admiring nature's universal throne. Her woods, her wilds, her mountains, the intense rely of hers our intelligence. In youth I have known one whom the earth and sacred, communicating health as he with it. In the daylight and beauty from his birth, whose fevered, flickering torch of life was lit from the sun and stars, whence he had drawn forth a passionate light, such of his spirit was fit. And yet the spirit knew, not in the hour of its own fever, what had its power. Perhaps it may be that my mind is rough to a fever by the moon beam that hangs but I will half believe that, while light fraught with more of sovereignty than ancient lore, halt ever told, or is it of a thought? The embodious incense and no more, that with a quicking spell doth o'er us pass, as dew of the night time o'er the summer grass. And good night as well, 245. Stay frosty, my home slice, and have a good night's sleep. It was good that you came along. And thus we begin on to a continuation. I wonder what comes along. Thus errs us pass when the expanding eye to the loved object, so the tears to lid, which starts, which lately slept in apathy, and yet its need known not be. That object hid from us in life, but common, which doth lie each hour for us, but then only bid, with a strange sound of harp strings broke in. Tea awakes us, this a symbol and a token. And what another world shall be and given and beauty of our God to those alone, who otherwise would fall from life, heaven, drawn by their heart's passion, that tone, that high tone of the spirit which hath striven, though not with faith, with godless, whose thou thrown with desperate energy, hath beaten down, wearing the own day failing as a crown. And I believe that's the end of stanzas. And lastly, we are the last from the best, and last from the rest. May we guide you from better than less. We continue on to the last and the final list. A dream is the poem that I did tell you that we end the stream. And don't worry, we'll finish the dream. That is one word: to believe. So let's continue on with a poem. And it's called A Dream. In visions of the dark night, I have dreamed of joy departed, but a waking dream of life and light hath left me broken hearted. Actually, let me reread this again for you all. In the visions of the dark light, I have dreamed of joy departed, but a waking dream of light, life and light have left me broken hearted. Ah, what is not a dream by day to him whose eyes are cast on things around him with a ray, turn back upon him the past. The holy dream, while all the world's free shedding heart cheered me at a lovely beam, a lonely spirit, golden. What though that light through storm and night so tremble from afar? What could there be more purely bright and truth's day star? You know what? Let's give you one more as an extra bonus, as a thank you for all that watched the video in the stream in your own lifetime moment. And this one's called The Happiest Day, the Happiest Hour. May we put our joy and never be sour. Okay, let's get on with the poem. The happiest day, the happiest hour, my share and brighten heart halt known, the highest hope of pride and power I feel hath flown. O power, said I, yes, such I ween, but thee have vanished long, Alice. The vision of youth has been, but let them pass. And pride, and what have I now with thee? Another brown may Eve inherit. The venom thou hast poured on me, but still my spirit. The happiest day, the happiest hour, my eyes shall see, have ever seen the brightest glance of pride and power. I feel have been, but where the hope of pride and power not offered with the pain, even then I felt the brightest hour. I would not leave again, for on its wing was dark alloy, and its fluttering fell, an essence power to destroy a soul that knew it well. That knew it well, just in case if you did not hear it. Alright. Thank you very much for watching the stream or hearing the stream. Not watching the stream, my bad, hearing the stream. With a word of satisfactory, leave a subscribe or leave a like. Anything is fine, at least if it brings you happiness and joy, and you're right in time in your life. Actually, let me repronounce that word, because I might have made a mistake in my rhymes. Leave a subscribe and leave a like. I hope this brought you happiness in your life. And thank you very much for this wonderful time. I hope you have a wonderful day. And I hope your morning becomes bright like the skies. And thank you for the follow, Vegan Water. And I hope you all enjoy your last days in summer. I'm pretty sure summer has ended and the summer's out of its number. But I'm graceful enough and happy enough to know that things did not go out of his number. I don't know. Trying my best out of rhyme. But I hope you all have a good night's sleep. Stay frosty, my home slices. And see you tomorrow. And Angel Draws. Sorry for the late notice. I'm about to head out. If you want to leave off a follow, next time I'll probably do this tomorrow at night. Hopefully I'll be on time. If you want to leave a follow to be up to date, it'll be always okay. I'm still rhyming because I read a whole few chapters of a book. And with a lot of rhymes, and I kind of made a few mistakes. But I'll try my best for the next time. And thank you for the new follow. Alejandros. I hope you have a good night's sleep. And I hope it gets bright. See ya. And good night, you all. You're all wonderful. And I'll see you tonight. And don't worry, there's other games, others, and tomorrow. I'll stay frosty, my home slices.